Behind every mask, there's a truth. Welcome to Behind the Mask, Episode 2. Have you ever let the world hear the voice of your heart? If not, then today let it be heard.
My name is Jen Parker, and for 15 years, I was known as Judge Michael Parker's wife. Not Jen the attorney, not Jen the woman who fought her way through law school nights and courtroom days, just the wife. At every gala, he'd introduce me as if I were an accessory. She used to be a lawyer before she married up, he'd say, smiling for the cameras while my heart tightened beneath my gown. But I stayed silent. I told myself marriage required patience, and that his arrogance was just stress. Until that night at the legal conference in D.C., when his cruelty crossed a line so deep, even I couldn't defend it anymore. We were surrounded by senators, journalists, and lawyers I once admired. Michael had a whiskey in one hand and a microphone in the other, charming the room like a seasoned politician. When a colleague asked if I still practiced law, he laughed. "Jen, lose a case to an intern these days." Laughter erupted. My cheeks burned. He winked, pretending it was just a joke. But that kind of joke kills you slowly. When I leaned in for a kiss, trying to save face, he pulled away like I was contagious. The cameras flashed. That night, I didn't cry. I watched him sleep while I planned. The kind of plan that doesn't come from anger, but from clarity.
The following weekend, I invited the entire family for brunch. Everyone thought I'd moved on. I played along, smiling, serving mimosas, pretending to forget. Lisa strutted in wearing designer heels, acting innocent. "So, did the stain come out?" she giggled. I clicked my phone and mirrored my screen to the TV. Her TikTok video started playing. The bleach splash, the smirk, the whispers, the caption. The room went silent, except for Lisa's own laughter echoing from the speakers. "Oops," she muttered. "Not oops," I said. "Cruel." My aunt gasped. "Lisa, tell her you didn't—" But Lisa's voice cracked. "Fine. Maybe I was tired of you being the perfect comeback queen, always pitied, always praised." Gasps. Chairs creaked. I leaned forward. "You ruined my daughter's dress because you hate yourself." "Not me," my mum whispered. "Emily, enough." "No, Mom," I said calmly. "Enough pretending this family doesn't enable cruelty." Then I walked out. Not crying this time, just breathing, light and free. Outside, Mia ran into my arms. "Are we leaving, Mommy?" "Yes, baby." For good. We eloped that evening. Barefoot, simple white dress, David's hand steady in mine, Mia tossing seashells instead of flowers. No audience, just peace. I uploaded a new video. When your family ruins your wedding, make your own. Within hours, it hit 200,000 views. Thousands of women commented stories of toxic relatives and survival. I wasn't alone. Then a journalist messaged, "We'd love to feature your story in a segment about family bullying." I agreed, but blurred faces, kept names private. I didn't need to destroy Lisa. The truth would do it for me. Within weeks, her company received complaints about her online behavior. HR investigated. Screenshots spread. Lisa lost her job. Her influencer image gone. I didn't cheer. I just exhaled. Justice wasn't sweet. It was quiet. That night, Mia asked, "Did the bad lady get in trouble?" I smiled. "She learned something, I hope." "Like what?" "That kindness lasts longer than bleach." 6 months later, our little house near the Florida coast smelled like vanilla candles and new beginnings. Mia painted seashells on canvas while I finalized paperwork for my new non-profit, Project Kind Heart, workshops for kids on emotional resilience and bullying awareness. We used donations from my viral story to fund the first event. Mums showed up crying. Daughters hugged me saying, "I want to be brave like you." Sometimes I still see Lisa's profile. Private, quiet. I don't hate her anymore. I learned revenge isn't always about destruction. Sometimes it's simply becoming untouchable. On Mia's wall hangs her new flower girl dress, stitched by hand, soft pink with silver thread. Not as a reminder of what was ruined, but of what was rebuilt. I posted one last video. To anyone hurt by family, your peace is the loudest revenge. The comments flooded in. The views soared. But I didn't care about numbers. Because for the first time in my life, the applause came from within.
6 months later, I was back. Not as a wife, but as a plaintiff. I filed a class action lawsuit on behalf of victims whose cases he'd manipulated. Facing me across the courtroom wasn't the man who once silenced me. It was a broken shell in a cheap suit. When the judge read the verdict, guilty on all counts, I didn't smile. Justice isn't sweet. It's steady. It's knowing you survived the fire and walked out whole. The media called me the Ice Widow. But I wasn't cold. I was awake. I founded a nonprofit for women in law, Eclipse Foundation, to help those silenced by power abuse in the workplace. Every week, I mentor young lawyers who remind me of myself before the marriage, before the silence. They don't just see Jen Parker, the judge's ex-wife. They see Jen, the woman who turned betrayal into justice. Sometimes people ask me if I regret it, if I wish I just walked away quietly. Number. Silence is what corruption feeds on. Michael taught me that justice delayed is justice denied. And I simply proved him right. I didn't destroy him out of hate. I exposed him out of truth. Because sometimes the most powerful verdict is the one you deliver without raising your voice. My name is Jen Parker, and this was my legal eclipse.
In a world that silences women, her voice became her justice. Never be afraid to speak, because your truth can change everything.